The Woman Who Married the Moon. Chapter 1. The Song of the Midnight Hour. When the world fell into the bruised purple of deep night, Alara climbed the jagged spine of the high crags. She did not carry a lantern, for her path was lit by the silver eye that watched from the firmament. There, where the wind tastes of ancient salt and pine, she opened her throat to the silence. Her voice was not a scream, but a low, vibrating hum, a melody of bone and longing that sought the secrets hidden behind the stars. She sang to the emptiness, unaware that the emptiness was listening. The air began to shimmer, not with the heat of day, but with the chill of 1,000 winters. The moonlight did not merely fall, it gathered. It coiled and spun like silk caught in a draft, thickening until a form emerged from the radiance. Silvar stood before her, a man woven of mercury and starlight. His skin held the pale luster of a pearl, and his eyes were hollows of shifting constellations. He had heard her call, a mortal sound that pierced the eternal quiet of his cold, celestial throne. Chapter 2. Silver threads and whispered vows. They met where the moss is damp and the shadows are longest. Alara spoke to Silvar of the taste of honey, the warmth of a hearth fire, and the crushing weight of a human heart that knows its own end. Silvar spoke of the music of the spheres and the loneliness of watching empires crumble into dust from his silent height. He was the tide's master, yet he found himself pulled toward her, a small, flickering flame in the vast dark. They sat upon the ancient stones, two worlds colliding in a soft, luminescent peace. His touch was like the frost on a window pane, beautiful, intricate, and searingly cold. Yet, when Silvar traced the line of Alara's jaw, she did not flinch. She leaned into the chill, finding a strange heat in the intensity of his presence. Their intimacy was not of the flesh, but of the essence, a melding of silver light and crimson blood. In the quiet between heartbeats, they belonged to neither the earth nor the sky, but to the fragile bridge they had built between them. Chapter 3. The Weight of the Dawn. The horizon began to bleed a pale, cruel gold. Silvar's form flickered, his edges blurring into the morning mist. He reached out to Alara, his expression one of profound sorrow. "The sun is a jealous king," he whispered, his voice like the rustle of dry leaves. "He permits no rivals in his court of light." As the first ray of morning touched the crags, Silvar dissolved into 1,000 sparkling motes, leaving Alara alone with the dew and the dawning realization of her own solitude. By day, Alara moved through her village like a ghost. The sun felt harsh and invasive, a blinding weight upon her skin. She tended her garden and spoke to her kin, but her heart remained tethered to the moon. She found the company of men dull and their fires cold. She lived for the moment the gold died and the silver returned, her body aching with a hunger that bread could not sat. She was a creature of the threshold, waiting for the world to go dark so she could finally see. Chapter 4. The Alchemist of Night. On the night of the full moon, Silvar did not merely appear. He descended with the weight of a falling star. He held out a hand that burned with a cold, terrifying brilliance. "Come away from the dust, Alara," he pleaded. "The earth will claim your bones and turn your songs to clay. Join me in the silver halls, where the night never ends and the heart never withers. But know this, once you step into the light, the path of the sun is closed to you forever." Alara looked down at the valley below. She saw the smoke rising from the chimneys of her friends, heard the distant bark of a dog, and smelled the rich, damp earth of her ancestors. To stay was to age, to hurt, and eventually to vanish. To go was to become a myth, a cold and beautiful thing fixed in the firmament. She felt the pulse in her wrist, the rhythmic throb of her mortality, and wondered if she was brave enough to let it go. Chapter 5. The Ascension of the Pale Glow. She reached out and took his hand. The moment their fingers locked, Alara's blood turned to liquid light. The heat of her body evaporated, replaced by the humming vibration of the vacuum. Her skin took on the luster of the moon, and her heavy wool dress transformed into a shimmering veil of nebulae. Together they rose, drifting upward through the clouds, leaving the gravity of the world behind. In the embrace of the moon, the woman found her eternity, and the moon finally found his voice. Alara never returned to the high crags, but her legend remained etched in the marrow of the valley. It is said that she sits beside her husband on his silver throne, looking down upon those who wander the dark. On certain nights, when the moon is at its peak, her light falls more heavily on those women who feel a pull toward the sky. They are the daughters of the moon, recognizable by the faint, inexplicable glow of their skin under the midnight sky, a reminder of the woman who chose the stars over the sun.